What's going on, guys? My name is Orphan, and as you can tell by the title, I'm a little late with this video. I know, please don't beat me up. Also, The Last of Us Part 2, at the time of recording this, will be available in 24 hours, and your boy is extremely excited. I've been waiting for this moment forever. Oh my fucking god. But on to the actual topic of the video. So, the Sony PlayStation 5 games event that happened last week. I did not record right away because I can only really record at nighttime, and I was just finishing up the work week because I was going to be going on vacation for The Last of Us 2, of course. And then I ended up getting sidetracked, and I was like, we'll get around to it. So here is me getting around to it. So in this video, I'm going to cover a couple of the games that were highlights to me in the reveal event. I just want to say that the whole event was awesome. We got a chance to see a really good look at some of the games that will be available. My money says fairly close to when the PlayStation 5 comes out. Some of these games may even be launch titles. It's looking like Spiderman will. And a lot of them seem to be around that 2021 window. So it seemed like you won't have to wait too long for most of these games. But they all looked really, really good. And I cannot wait. I am excited for next gen. I need it in my hands right now. So the first game that we're going to talk about is Spider-Man Miles Morales. And the biggest surprise to me is that the release date for this game at the end of the trailer showed holiday 2020. Now, if you had told me we would have been getting a PlayStation 5 Spider-Man game right out the gate, I would have been like, yeah, absolutely not. But apparently this is going to be a standalone game, similar in the veins of Infamous First Light, which focused on Fetch, and Uncharted Lost Legacy, which focused on Chloe and Nadine. So my guess is this is going to be bigger in scope than those two, considering this was going off the back of an open world game already. So we'll probably get a chance to see Miles Morales and, some of his powers, and we'll get to see, kind of like a slightly overhauled New York City, and they'll get to kind of like show how he became his Spider-Man. Hopefully it covers, his whole little origin story as far as the game's Marvel Universe is concerned. So that is going to be sick. I am a massive fan of the Marvel Spider-Man on PS4. The game was fucking awesome. And I'm not even a huge superhero junkie, but they did Spider-Man justice. So if you are a fan of Spider-Man, this should be really, really good news to you. Yeah, the game looks absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what they do. Second game we're going to look at is Ratchet & Clank, and boy, I think this was the most impressive game that I saw there. The game was taking full advantage of all the features that Sony's been touting up to this point with the PlayStation 5. The first one you probably noticed right out of the gate is those loading speeds. Dude, Ratchet is jumping through entire levels in a matter of seconds. Like, these are whole levels with completely different assets, a bunch of shit on screen. Just it looks like what would be a whole different level on the current generation machines that we have now. So the SSD, if that's what it's going to be able to do, we are in for a treat, boys. Secondly, ray tracing. If you can tell, and when it gets to the demo portion of the game, which I don't have here, this is just a trailer. On the actual live stream, they showed a demo, and the ray tracing was incredible. There was metallic floors, so you could see the reflections, the way the light was coming through some like the glass ceilings, the way that the light reflected off Clank because he is a metal robot. And all of that stuff was just in display full force here, and the game looked so good. Literally playable Pixar movie. That's what it looked like. That's the kind of quality we've got to with like these, more animated, cartoony games. So, and obviously the gameplay looked great. If you're a fan of Ratchet & Clank, you had to be wetting your pants over this, man. I'm a fan of the series. Not as much of like the super recent ones, like the ones on PS3. I even actually went back and bought the Ratchet & Clank on PS4. because that got me so excited, and I was like, well, I've never played it, so what better time to do it than now? So that game looked fucking great, and that is one of them I can't wait for as well. Now the next game we're going to talk about is Kena Bridge of Spirits. Now right away, this game struck me immediately with the color palette they used. Everything was nice and vibrant. Had this, again, kind of like cartoony art style, wasn't super realistic, not trying to take itself too seriously with, you know, displaying realistic visuals or anything, but it looked really cool. The character has these little creatures that follow it. They were cute, of course. The gameplay looked to be like really like fun. Like it looked like it would be a fun game to play. And I believe the developers called Ember Labs, and there was two brothers that got on to present the game before it was coming on. So yeah, this was one that jumped out to me. It's not one of the like crazy big AAA titles, but it still caught my interest. So whenever this game is planning to come out, I would definitely be jumping in and trying this out, because I really liked what I saw. Now the fourth game we're going to take a look at is Resident Evil 8 Village. Resident Evil Village 8. Resident Village 8 Evil. What the absolute fuck is that title? No, it actually makes sense, because the Roman numerals in Village, you can spell out 8 with the first couple. It's really cool. This was rumored to be the case, that it was going to be called Resident Evil Village, and the rumors all look to be pointing in the right direction. It seems like you still play as Ethan from Resident Evil 7, which everyone has told me that was a fantastic game. I still have not played it yet, but continuing the trend of all the other games on this list, I might go back and play Resident Evil 7 as it gets closer, so I can kind of, you know, get myself ready for that experience. But it looked really cool. Graphically, looked great. Like it's gonna be, you know, setting a standard right out of the gate for what we should expect on these next consoles. Chris is in the game. Seems like he's some kind of bad guy or something. There was no zombies in the trailer. There was a fucking werewolf. Hello. Yeah, it seems like it's taking a really drastic directional change, and I'm here for it. I love when games can switch it up and kind of offer you something new, because, you know, when you're on the 8th installment of the game, you can kind of get burnt out on zombies or the same things. So it's good that they're actually going in there and bringing in a whole new fresh take on the series as we make a generational jump. So that's pretty sick. Also, I just saw a news video today. Apparently the game was going to be a cross-gen game, but it's not anymore. They've actually scrapped the previous gen version because it would have held the game back too much, and this is good. I want the developers to be able to get the game they want to make on these platforms and not have to compromise. And again, it's a generational jump, so if your game needs the extra horsepower of these new consoles, you gotta make some sacrifices, buddy. But the game looked very interesting, and coming off of the Resident Evil 2 remake and the Resident Evil 3 remake, I will go in with excitement and look forward to what Capcom is gonna put out for us. Now the final game out of the ones I picked is probably the biggest as far as scale for me, and that is Horizon 2 Forbidden West. Dude, oh man, I don't know if there was certain parts of that trailer that were actual gameplay. It looked like the underwater section was, when Aloy was kind of like in the reefs and the alligator dinosaur monster thing was swimming past, and that looked like it could have been gameplay. And if it was, man, this game looks fucking insane. The scope of this game and just how much more they'll be able to do with the new hardware compared to the last one, it's just, I can only imagine. The last game obviously was very good. It's one of PlayStation's best-selling games, and it has quickly rose to that flagship status. So seeing that we got a reveal here was, I would say it was expected. It would have been super sick if it was somehow able to be a launch title. I don't think it is. There's no way. I feel like the game is going to come out sometime in 2021, maybe early. I feel like a delay might happen in there and it might get pushed back, but at some point in 2021. So you won't have to wait too long after you get the consoles to play the game, but just knowing that it is real, it's coming, and it's going to be on PlayStation 5 exclusively. That is amazing. So yes, all these games I highlighted here looked fantastic. That was my curated pick out of the ones that I saw. Again, all of them looked really good, but these were the highlights for me. So if you guys watched the conference, what did you think of it? Are you excited for PlayStation 5? Are you on the fence? Do you not care? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Please share. I would love to engage with you guys. Once again, Last of Us 2 is coming out tomorrow, and your boy has been waiting 7 years, so this is a special time for me. I'm looking to enjoy myself and should have some fun with the game. I should have a video up fairly soon after as well with my first impressions. I won't put anything that would spoil the story or anything for any of you that are planning to play it, but I will, give my thoughts on the game, what it feels like to play and what I think of it so far. So thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one, and until next time.